which is related again in with respect to queuing system. Topic of today is Poisson queuing system. So what is the Poisson queuing system? The queuing system where the distribution of arrival and the distribution of departure both are assumed to be Poisson, or the distribution of arrival, inter-arrival time and service time are assumed to be exponentially distributed. That systems are called as Poisson queuing system. That means when we take the distribution of arrival as Poisson and distribution of departure are Poisson, then that systems are called as Poisson queuing system. In today's lecture, we will discuss how these, under which what assumptions these distributions occur and how that can be derived. The main Poisson queuing systems are MM1 infinity FCFS, MM1 NFCFS, MMC infinity FCFS, and MMC NFCFS. Now we come, there will be four distributions: distribution of arrivals, distribution of departures, distribution of inter-arrival time, and distribution of service time. So first we discuss distribution of arrivals. The distribution of arrival will occur under certain assumptions to be Poisson. The model in which only arrivals are counted, no departure is considered, are called as birth process or pure birth process. In queuing system, arrival is also taken as pure birth process. That means in finding the distributions of arrival, we does not consider the departure of the persons or departure of the customers. So distribution of arrival and are obtained under pure birth process. For distribution of arrival, following assumptions or axioms are made. First axiom is that the number of arrivals in non-overlapping intervals of time are statistically independent. That is, the process has independent increments. That means the number of customers arriving in first hour of opening of the shop and 3 to 5th hour of hour are statistically independent. There is no relationship between number of arrivals in non-overlapping time intervals. Second assumption is that the probability of that an arrival within a very small time interval delta t is given by p1 delta t is equals to lambda delta t plus o delta t. Third assumption is the probability that more than one arrival during time interval delta t is negligibly small. That is O delta t. That means you can say that O delta t is a very, very small or negligibly small quantity. Therefore, the probability that there is no arrival during time delta t will be, we know that total probability is 1. So P0 delta t, that means no arrival during time delta t, plus P1 delta t, that is probability 1 arrival during time delta t, and plus probability is more than one arrival during time delta t will be equals to 1. When we substitute these values, then we will obtain that P0 delta t is equals to 1 minus lambda delta t minus O delta t. O delta t is called as order of delta t. It is a very, very small quantity such that limit delta t tending to 0, O delta t upon delta t is equals to 0. Here you can say that O delta t is a function of delta t where the power of delta t is 2 or more. That means it involves the term delta t square, delta t cube, delta t whole power 4 and so on, many terms. If there are in an expression more than one term of O delta t occur, then that will be merged simultaneously. That is, it will be represented only once. And if any term occur which have delta t to the power 2 or delta t to the power 3, then that is also merged with O delta t. Now let P and T denotes the probability that n arrivals during the time interval t. Then for n is equals to 0, P n t plus delta t can be defined as probability of n arrivals during time t plus delta t. Now this duration and arrivals are break into more than one part. We can say that there are n arrivals during time t and no arrival occur during time delta t. So it will again become there is no arrival during time interval t plus delta t, that is 0 to t plus delta t. Or we can write probability n minus 1 arrival during time t and 1 arrival during time delta t. Plus we can write n minus 2 arrivals during time t and 2 arrivals during time delta t. And so on, there will be a number of terms that there is no arrival during time t and n arrivals during time delta t. Now 0 to t and t to t plus delta t are non-overlapping time intervals. So we can break these in terms into two different probabilities. As we have taken that the number of arrivals in non-overlapping time interval are statistically independent, and if terms are statistically independent, then probability of A and intersection B can be written as probability A into probability B. Using that, we can write n arrivals during time t can be written as P and T, and no arrival during time delta t can be written as P0 delta t. Similarly, P n minus 1 probability n minus n 1 arrivals during time t can be written as Pn minus 1t, and 1 arrival during time interval delta t can be written as P1 delta t. So the expression will become P n t into P naught delta t plus Pn minus 1t into P1t plus Pn minus 2t into P2 delta t, so on P naught t into Pn delta t. Now we substitute the value of P0t, P1t, P2t and so other terms. So we will get expression as P and T, P0 delta t is replaced by 1 minus lambda delta t minus O delta t. This was derived after axiom 3 plus Pn minus 1t into lambda delta t plus O delta t. It was our first axiom. P1 delta t is equals to lambda delta t plus O delta t. Sorry, it was second axiom. P2 delta t was, that is more than one arrival, was O delta t. So this term is will become O delta t. And similarly, last term Pn delta t will also become O delta t. So our expression will comes out to be this. On solving this, it is obtained that the term of O delta t are merged with each other. So all will be written as O delta t. Here we will obtain one term P n t into O delta t. Second term will be Pn minus 1t into O delta t. Similarly, third term is Pn minus 2t into O delta t plus P0t into O delta t. All these terms are simultaneously written as O delta t. Now remaining terms are solved. So then P n t into 1 will become P n t. Second term will become minus lambda P n t into delta t. And third term will be plus lambda delta t into Pn minus 1t. Now P and T can be taken on the left hand side, then we will get expression P and T plus delta T minus P and T is equals to lambda delta T into Pn minus 1t minus P and T, that is lambda delta T is taken common from first term and second term on the right hand side, and last term will be plus O delta T. Now we divide the complete equation by delta T, which will give P n t plus delta t minus P n t upon delta t equals to lambda into Pn minus 1t minus P n t plus O delta t upon delta t. Now we take the limit delta t tending to 0. When we take limit delta t tending to 0, the first term on, that is the term on LHS, it will become first derivative of p and t by definition of the derivations. And last term on the right hand side, that is O delta t upon delta t, will become 0 as we assumed it in the axioms. So taking limit as delta t tending to 0, it will become d by dt of p and t is equals to lambda into pn minus 1t minus p and t. It can be considered as equation 1. Now we consider another case when n is equals to 0. In that situation, we can write probability that there is no customer in the system at time t plus delta t, that is p0 t plus delta t or p0 t plus delta t is equals to probability no arrival during time t into probability no arrival during time delta t. Counting cannot be negative, so other cases are not considered. Only it will be break into one case, that is no arrival during time t and no arrival during time delta t. We also not considering the departure, so we cannot write here that probability one customer arrived during time t and one customer departed from the system during time delta t will also not be considered, as it is a pure birth process, so no departure is taken into account. So probability p naught t plus delta t can be break into only one term, probability no arrival during time t into probability no arrival during time delta t. So first term will become p naught t and second term will become by axioms 1 minus lambda t minus O delta t. Now again it is solved in same manner. So for p naught t is taken on the left hand side, it will give p naught t plus delta t minus p naught t is equals to minus lambda delta t into p naught t plus O delta t. And on dividing it by delta t, we will obtain that p0 t plus delta t minus p0 t upon delta t is equals to minus lambda minus O delta t upon delta t into p naught t. Now again we apply limit delta t tending to 0. Then term on the left hand side will become first derivative of p naught t, that is d by dt of p naught t minus lambda p naught t remain as it is, as it does not contain the term of it does not contain the term of delta t, so it will comes out to be minus lambda p naught t and term order delta t upon delta t will become 0 by our axioms. Now we combine these two equations into one. Equation 1 and 2 are called as differential difference equations. Now we multiply the equation 1 by z to the power n such that mod of z is less than equal to 1. Then we would obtain that Zn into d by dt of p and t is equals to lambda Zn into pn minus 1t minus p and t. Now we sum it for all n goes 1 to infinity and add it with equation 2. Then we will obtain summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n dpn t upon dt is equals to lambda summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n plus 1 pn t minus lambda summation 0 n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n p0 t. Now the first question arises, how it include equation 2. When we put n is equals to 0, then here the term z to will become z to the power 0 in dp0t upon dt. Z to the power 0 will become 1 and we are adding it with equation 2, so it will also contain the term of equation 2. Here on the right hand side of previous equation, two terms are written, lambda z to the power n pn minus 1t and lambda z to the power n pnt. So these two terms are separated. First term will become summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n plus 1 pnt. And second term will become summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt. By mistaken, it is written as p0t, it will be pnt. Consider it as pnt. So summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n dpnt upon dt is equals to lambda summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n plus 1 pnt minus lambda summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt. Or it can be written as, we can take z to the power n inside the derivative, as it does not contain any term of t, as well as derivative are interchangeable with respect to summation sign. That is, we know that d by dt of x plus y is equals to d by dt of x plus d by dt of y. Using that, we can write d by dt summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt is equals to, here you can see z to the power n plus 1. So one z can be taken outside the summation sign. So it will become lambda z summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt minus summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt. Now by the definition of generating functions, we can say that the terms on the right hand side, that is summation n goes 0 to infinity z to the power n pnt, are probability generating functions as mod z is less than equal to 1. So it is denoted by phi zt. And if we put it into the equation, it would become d by dt of phi zt is equals to lambda z phi z minus 1t, lambda z minus 1 into phi zt. Here first term will become lambda z phi zt and second term will become phi z comma t. We take phi z comma t common from both the terms, it will become lambda into z minus 1. Or phi z t can be taken on the left hand side, so it will become 1 by phi z comma t. D by dt of phi z comma t is equals to lambda z minus 1. Now it is a differential equation. We can directly solve by integrating it, and we will obtain that phi z comma t is equals to c e to the power lambda z minus 1 t. Now in this equation, c is a constant for integration. It can be obtained by boundary condition, which can be taken as at time t is equals to 0, pn 0 is equals to 0 for all n greater than 0, and p0 0 is equals to 1. That is, on opening the shop or opening the system, there will be no customer. That will always true event, so its probability will always be 1. That is, p00 is equals to 1. Therefore, phi z comma 0 will become p00 plus p10z plus p20z square, substituting value into the expression of phi z comma 0. Then first term will become 1 and all the other terms will become 0. So phi z comma 0 equals to 1. Now we put t equals to 0 in equation 3. Then we will obtain that phi z comma 0 is equals to c e to the power 0, which will also comes out to be 1 is equals to c. That means the value of c comes out to be 1. So we can write phi z comma t is equals to e to the power lambda z minus 1 t. Now from this generating function, we obtain the probabilities which can be obtained by differentiating this function with respect to z and substituting z equals to 0. So first derivative d phi z comma t upon dt at z equals to 0 will provide lambda t into e to the power minus lambda t. Similarly, second derivative will provide lambda t whole square e to the power minus lambda t, and p2t will become lambda t whole square e to the power minus lambda t upon factorial t. Similarly, increasing up to differentiating up to n times, we will get p n t is equals to lambda t to the power n e to the power minus lambda t upon factorial n. So here you can see that the distribution of arrival is Poisson with parameter lambda delta t. Sorry, lambda t. So if you write Poisson with parameter lambda, then you write probability of x is equals to e to the power minus lambda into lambda to the power x upon factorial x. In place of lambda, if we take parameter as lambda t, and in place of x we substitute n, then probability of n will become e to the power minus lambda t to the power n upon factorial n, which is similar to this one. So we can say that the distribution of arrival is Poisson with parameter lambda t. Now come to the distribution of inter-arrival time. So it is directly obtained by the distribution of arrivals. The inter-arrival time is the time gap between two successive arrivals. That means first customer arrived, then after that second customer arrived. That time gap is called as inter-arrival time. Similarly, nth customer arrived and n plus 1th customer arrived. That then time gap between arrival of nth customer and n plus 1th customer is also called as inter-arrival time. Sometimes this inter-arrival time will be very much large, sometimes it will be very much small. So it is also a random variable. We cannot decide when arrival will be, inter-arrival time will be small and when it is large. So it is taken as the random variable. Let capital T denotes the inter-arrival time, then probability T is greater than small t is equals to probability there is no arrival during time T. As in inter-arrival time is time interval between two successive arrivals. So during or within that inter-arrival time, there will be no arrivals. So Pt greater than T is taken as probability there is no arrival during time T. So it can be written as P0T. And P0T is obtained as e to the power minus lambda T by the distribution of arrivals. Then that we know that cumulative density function or cumulative distribution function is denoted by probability T is less than equals to small t. So probability T is less than equals to small t will become 1 minus probability T is greater than T, or we can write 1 minus e to the power minus lambda T. So it can be directly taken as the cumulative density function of exponential distribution with parameter lambda. If you not understand it, then you can denote it by capital FT and differentiate that with respect to T, then you will get small ft or probability density function of T is equals to 1 upon lambda e to the power minus lambda T, which is also the distribution probability density function of exponential distribution with parameter lambda. So I think it is sufficient for today.